The history about each and every one of us. Legends are not born out of a thin air. They might begin with a charge, with the losing of a single arrow, or with us bravely standing our ground. Both sides be using cavalry and it's a massacre. Come on!
What's gonna be there? More and more blue floating right here through the city gates.
We are the ones telling our legend. And this is our moment. We are writing the history. The history about each and every one of us. Legends are not born out of a thin air. They might begin with a charge, with the losing of a single arrow, or with us bravely standing our ground. Both sides be using cavalry and it's a massacre.
Come on! What's gonna be there? More and more blue floating right here through the city gates.
We are the ones telling our legend. And this is our moment.
Hello, welcome back, and today is another day of CBL. Today is gonna be about the takeover versus wildfire, and this is Brett, and this is
Jason.
Yeah, Jason. Jason, how much do you expect for tonight's game? Because we know takeover and the wildfire, both of them are a very good team, right?
Yeah, these two teams are both strong teams.
Yeah.
I hope they can give us a wonderful battle in this night.
Tonight, yeah. And actually, tonight is the first day for Wildfire, because Wildfire is the top 4 teams for last season in CBL, yeah. And they got directly promoted to the top 8 this time. Yeah. So top 16, top 8 this time, and promoted to this stage. And now today is kind of a debut of their performance, and I think it's gonna be a really intense game between the Wildfire and the Takeover, because we have already seen how good that Takeover is, because the Takeover actually they performed really well in the last 2 rounds, and just like their brother team Crusaders, yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing this wonderful game. And Jason, yeah, I know because actually in China we actually have like 3 days 3 days work off, 3 days rest, because we are celebrating Dragon Boat Festival. I believe you guys, if you play in our game recently, and you can say the many items like festival related fight items you can receive from the you can claim in game, right? And especially in China, we normally will eat like things like 粽子, yeah, 粽子. You can say that in game, and when celebrating the festival, the Dragon Boat Festival. Yeah, Jason, did you eat any 粽子?
Yeah, I really like the sweet zun. You know, in China, zunzi, there are 2 kind of zunzi. Salt zunzi or
sweet zunzi, yeah. It's like always a battle between the sweet and the salty, which is the best flavor, right? That was interesting. Zunzi is a very interesting stuff, and I hope you guys in game can read the description on the zunzi, the item, and you can say how can we make zunzi. We will use the glutinous rice and with some bamboo leaves. And we will use the bamboo leaves to cover up the glutinous rice. It's very sticky rice, and you cover it up, and any cook stuff, and make it make it and like you use your steam and to cook it, and it will be very delicious thing to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And back to the game, we can say the takeover they banned Halonfjord, and Wildfire they banned Wolford.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can say these two maps are pretty popular in this time's CBL.
Yeah.
And but the both teams they banned these maps, right?
Yeah.
And the takeover will be the attacking side first. They chose the classic map, Harbor City. Yeah, and Wildfire chose Continental-Polis as the attacking map. They will be the attacker at the second round. And we know the Crusaders and the Takeover, they are brother teams, and both teams are really good at playing Harbor City.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a very usual stuff, regular stuff. The Takeover, they pick the Harbor City, especially when they fighting against the team like Wildfire. You choose the map that you are pretty good at, and that will be a very like a safety choice, safety choice for the guys. And the Continental-Polis, we know this map is broad and very huge, and it has special way to the city.
Yeah.
It's a tunnel, and but not so many teams like take use of the tunnel in the early game. I believe just like one or two teams when playing the Continental-Polis, they use the tunnel as their like attacking routine. Yeah. It's and we can we want to say what the Wildfire will play in this game. Let's check if they will use the tunnel or not. And let's back to the map first. The first game's map, Harbor City. Yeah. Jason, how do you think this map, Harbor City? You think it's really good for attackers, or it's really bad for attackers?
It's hard to say. It's a old map, and many strategies are very famous for every team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the defenders in this team can have some good strategies to defense, and attackers maybe find some new strategies to attack. Especially in this season, when the attackers go across the side gate and get the supply point at first, it's not very good for them to get a good situation. But in last season, if they can go across the side gate in this map and get the supply point at first, they can easily kill the defenders on the wall.
Yeah. So just you mentioned the side gate. We usually call it like a tricky door, a very tricky pass to the internal city. And I talked with Yo-Yo several days ago. She said that in the game the first time when she knew that we have this kind of a tricky door in game, and then she took use of this tricky door, and she won a lot of games. Yeah, but it's but now with the time passing on, and the more players know that how to take use of this tricky door. So it's now the tricky door is not like the secret door like the half years ago.
Yeah.
It's like a public secret for all of players. Everyone know how to, we have this kind of a special door in the map, Harbor City, and we will take use of this special door to start attack. And the defender will know the attacking side will take good use of this door, and they will must be prepared for it.
Yeah.
So now it's like let's see how the takeover will use this kind of will they use this kind of a special strategy, or just like they will. So for the games, for the map like Harbor City, sometimes you want to win in this game, want to win in this map, and especially when facing against an elite team, and sometimes you need to be feels like you must be an inventor. You must invent some really good strategy, a new strategy, and to make something brand new to bring to the battle and make things different.
Yeah.
That would be very important. And let's say the takeover, they are the attackers first, and now we can say the team composition. The Crusaders, they bring like many squads of cavalries, because we know in this map the squads, the cavalries are very important.
Yeah.
And especially for the final base, the final point, it's like have two routines to start attack, and the cavalries can really help a lot.
Yeah.
And for the another side, and so Wildfire, I don't say they bring many cavalries in this map, but actually, like in last week's game, and also in this map, I forgot which team it was, and they, as a defender, they brought many squads of cavalry, and all their lineup as the very beginning of games, they used released all of cavalries to get out of the city and they want to kill all the enemies outside of the city. But the enemy, they just brought all of infantry as their lineup, and just like a brutal and a very intense battle.
Yeah.
It's the very early game, and they made a great loss to the defenders. So now using House Rush at the very early of the game, it's kind of be really risky and a really risky step to make.
I noticed an interesting thing. You see, last team chose the Berserker
Mm-hmm.
in this map.
Yeah.
In this match. I remembered in last several days, especially in the first several days, many teams would like to bring many berserkers to
Mhm.
win the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Maybe they like this.
You think why they didn't bring berserkers right now?
Yeah.
Let's say the 3 siege towers are moving forward, and it's a pretty regular start. And the takeover, they just use their chamber shells to keep attacking the point A. They want to destroy all of artilleries high above the city walls, and to make sure their siege tower can successfully approach to the city walls. In this map, especially in this map, I think you need to try all of your efforts to push forward your siege towers, because the time you use for siege towers, it should be very less, and it should be very short. You cannot waste too much time on pushing forward the siege tower, because it's make your chance you will have less chance to win in this map. Your time is really important. And now we can say the main gate is breached, and the blue-sided attackers now they are waving inside of the city to heading for the supply point.
Yeah.
This supply point is the first choice for all the attacker teams, because as we always say, that you for the attacking side you must make sure you have at least one supply point in the internal city, because it will be very good for your backup, right?
Yeah.
And also, the takeover now, after taking over the supply point, they set up several mortars underneath the city walls to try to make some damage to the defenders and make the defenders feel really uncomfortable to do the defense.
Yeah, that's very famous strategy.
Yeah, that's a very common strategy to see,
Yeah.
right? And we can say now this 2 or 3 squads of Imperial Guards are on the stairs. They are trying to approach the point A and trying to climb up the city walls to narrow to surround all of the defenders, because now they have already taken over the supply point. It's a really good situation, especially at the beginning of the game. And on the other side of stairs, and more takeovers, they are trying to wave in the point A from the two sides. And the defenders feels like the right now the defenders now they're still in a really good position, because the takeovers, they are not so close to them. They have room to prepare their artillery, and they have room to prepare their unit formation to be ready for the upcoming attack. And now the takeovers, they keep setting up artillery like mortars and try to make damage from really long range. And this is a very good choice because just like the brother team, Crusaders, they will try their best to use their chambershot and artillery because sometimes if you can use the chambershot and artillery to make some damage, you don't need to use your legions or units to fight flash by flash with your enemies because it can really save a lot of unit number.
Yeah.
And now the blue side is approaching to the point A, and more attackers now are on the city walls. The defenders now they're stuck in this place because the both way for leaving this area is kind of blocked by all the blue teams. But the point A is still safe because no blue teams has entered in this area, so far the point A is pretty safe, and the attackers made no progress on it. Let's say we can say just the one siege tower has successfully connected to the city walls, but most attackers now are in the inside of the city, and so it feels like the front face is pretty safe right now. And for defenders, they just need to prepare for the stack from the stairs. And now the attackers now are entering the siege tower, entering the city walls. The several squads of Imperial Guards are trying to approach the point A and make their first charge.
No, they didn't charge.
Yes, they didn't charge. They are waiting for the time. And the defenders are trying to expand the area to defend. But the attackers said no, and the Imperial Guards now use their skill to charge forward and and kill many squads of the defenders. It's a really effective move, actually, because if you use just one squad of Imperial Guards, it cannot make that high damage. If the 3 or 2 squads of Imperial Guards make consecutively attack squads by squads, it will destroy all of your enemies. It will make the things be really, really different. And now the attackers has killed all of enemies around the point A, and now they are aiming at the enemies on the point A. They try to destroy and crack down all of enemies on the point A, try to take over the point A as soon as possible. But the defenders just won't give it up, but it's really hard for defenders to defend this area anymore. And so now the defenders are retreating from point A. They must prepare for their next defense. They should make their choice if they will take their supply point next to the point A back, or just prepare for setting up some artillery around the final base or another supply point inside the city. Because for most attacking side, they will, after taking over the point supply point next to the point A, they will many teams will choose to start attack at another supply point inside the city. Because taking over all of supply points inside of the city is very important, because you will have various attacking routines for the final base. And now the takeover has strongly hold the supply point, and the defenders feels like they've already gave up this supply point and will make no effort on taking it back. And we can also say the final base now is pretty empty. Just a few defenders around there, and most of their teams most defenders are now on the narrow street inside of city, and they try to start the fight, start the team fight on this kind of area. They want to defend another supply point inside of city, because they know if they lose another supply point in the city, it will be a great loss for them, and make the Crusader have a greater chance, or the takeover have greater chance to win in this map. And now is the defenders just released a squad of pike militia to try to stop the shield units from the attackers. But it's the pike militia is not good at dealing with high tier units. It will very easy to get killed, and the defender know that. So another squad of halberdiers now is set up here, try to block all the enemies to get in. And we can say the takeover, they are trying their best to try to destroy the enemy around another supply point in the city. They want to claim this supply point, and we can see the units number left. Both teams are pretty even. Both teams have around 1,000 units left. Now the game is pretty tight. No one taking the great lead, but the time is good for takeover. They still have 7 minutes to take over the final base, and now the defenders are released a squad of musket units or gunners, try to deal the damage from really high distance to the enemies and make their supply point is untouchable and unapproachable. And now I think for takeovers, they must regather all the units and to make the plan for their next step, because I think it's kind of not that good choice for taking over the supply point right now, and because we can say from the OB view, you can say the final base is pretty empty. Maybe this is a very good time to change the direction, change the attacking direction directly to the final base. I think it might be a very good choice. And we can say the attacking side, the takeover, they are retreating from the attacking on another supply point. They are regathering all of the units around the supply point, and now I think they will just directly head for the final base. And the defenders, they just aware of that, and more teams are leave out the supply point and set some defense on the center of the city.
They want to get the supply point, but we can see the defenders well defend this point.
Yeah, and the attacking side of the takeovers, it just it looks like they are not preparing on this abandoning that supply point. They still want to claim another supply point inside of city, and the main road. They are the most of the team members just want to start a team fight here and try to make great loss to the defenders. And the gunners keeps going.
Shooting.
Yeah, and the guns keeps going. It's gonna be a very brutal battle here, and we can say just the takeover, they just entered the final base and start claiming the final base, but got interrupted by the defenders. Now the defenders need to deal with all the enemies from all sides, all directions. And let's take a look. Oh, you can say on the outside of the final base, the takeover, they just take the great lead on this area, and they killed a great number of defenders on this area. But the defenders, they just not give up, and their backup just come to assist their teammates. And at the same time, the battle around the final base is already on. And now the defenders still hold tightly on the final base. It's pretty safe right now. The takeover feels very hard to get approach to the final base. And because I just saw that many squads of from defender side defensive side just prepared around the final base and make the infantries and some pikemen feels very hard to get approaching. And in this CBL, you can say the gunners are really popular because it can help you to deal very high damage from long distance and make your team be able to prepare for something, and not just flash by flash with your enemies and save your save your unit numbers. And for now, we can see that only 3 minutes left, and both teams still have like around 600 units left. And the takeover, they still have 11 chamber sheds, and the final base it can be hit by the chamber shed. And now the blue side is trying to weave into the final base. More and more their teammates are come to help, but defenders, they are aware of that, and all of them are gathering on this area. They try to stop all the attacks. And I think this is a very good place for setting up a grape shot for both teams, because it's a final base. Now it's a pretty narrow area. If you set the grape shot, it can restrict your enemy's movement. And now the red set, the wildfire, they are taking lead on the final base. And we barely can see some red team members on the screen right now, and the time is talking. It's nearly running out. Only 1 minute and 40 seconds left. The defenders or the attacker side is feel very hard to regather all the units right now, and this bear guy is surrounded by all the defenders right now, and soon got killed. I think now the situation is really bad for attacking side, because the time is really not enough for them to organize their next wave of attack. And the defenders now are they're going out for killing all of the attackers outside of the city or just near the main gate. And the attacker side, and they just like so escaping from the team fight. They have they just don't have enough units to deal with it, and right now the time is really not enough, and we can safely say that the defenders gonna be the winner of the first match, right? The first game. So actually, how do you think the takeover they played in this map? Because we knew that they are pretty good at playing in Harbor City.
Yeah. We can see that the attackers want to fight in the road that in front of the main gate, the main point, the base point. But that road, you see, is long and straight, and it's very easy for the defender to use the gunner. And we can see the gunner still shoot, and no one can deal with the gunner. No one can kill the gunner, and I think that makes the attacker get a giant loss.
Yeah, let's say that. Let's congratulations to Wildfire, and they are the winner of this game. Let's see the MVP from the takeover. The MVP for takeover is Rock. Got 3 kills, 2 deaths, and 2 assists. Killed 101 units in this match. As the MVP from the another side. Hello, anyone there? Yeah, the MVP from the winner side is Wildfire Ryan. He killed 4 heroes, got 1 death and 5 assists, and killed 139 troops in this match. It's a pretty intense game because we have seen a lot of intense team fights in this match. I think for the takeover, the choice was not wrong. Right?
They are not wrong at the first time. You know, they are fight really good on the wall, But I think when they get the wall, when they get the A point, it's really important for them to go to the next point quicker. They are many of them are waiting at the supply point and to reassemble their teams. I think they can try use some units to kill more and more heroes the attack more and more heroes that are go back to their supply point, but the defenders back to the supply point very safely.
Yeah, just like you said, the both teams are played pretty well. Even the takeover, they just lost this game, but they still played well because just like we mentioned before the game, in the pre-game, we said if you want to make something, realize something and make your goal, realize your goal in the map of Harbor City, you need to invite something. You need to feels like an inventor because both teams are pretty familiar with the map Harbor City.
Yeah.
So you need to find something new for your strategy, something new for your teamwork, and will make you have a greater chance to win in this map. All the defenders will know. Defenders now is clearly know that what direction you will come to attack. And what your strategy you will deploy, and that will be very the common sense for defenders playing the map Harbor City. So it's not like before. So for takeover, you guys are a really good team. So it's time to think about something new, and you need to regroup all of your teammates and to fight at another map. The next map is gonna be the Continental Police. Continental Police. Jason, you familiar with this map?
Yeah,
you love this map.
No, I don't like.
Not a fan of this map, right?
Yes,
why? Just like me, the map is too grand for me. I have no sense of direction. I will get lost in this map.
I think in my mind, I think this map is easier for the defender.
You think it's easy for defender?
Yeah.
But the Wildfire, they just chose this map on their own as the attacker.
Yeah.
They think they can do make something big in this map.
Yeah.
Why do you think that this map is great for defenders?
The C point,
Especially the C point.
Especially the C point, the corner, and it's very hard to attack in, and if when you get the C point, the main point is the same hard than the same as the corner behind the C point.
Oh, you mean the corner behind the C point? That is very important.
Yeah.
Because just like I watched many games on Continental Police in this time CBL. There was one time that's very special. I never say a team defending the point C like they did. The team was Crusaders. The Crusaders, they just lost their point C. They did the thing like other team will do, they just abandon the point A and the point B because A and B is very hard to defend. So they just directly abandon these points and retreat all of their team members to defend the point C. Because the point C is like a city inside of a city. It has a great many city walls, and it also has a supply to fall back to their final base. They just being waiting outside of the point C. They're just not leaving. They're just not left, and they just stayed there and waiting for all the enemies to come out of the point C. If the enemy come out of the point C, they will just kill them, because you know the door. If you want to leave the point C, it will be a very narrow area. You can like assign several squads of Nafa guards and some gunners and set up some artillery, just aim at that door. That will make your enemy feel very uncomfortable to make the next step, because for all of the attackers, they will just think, oh, after taking the point C, we will directly go to the supply point, and out of the final base we will have it, and we just need to take our time to start at the final base. That will be fine. But the Crusaders, they just did not abandon their supply point out of the final base, and they set a large group of team members, units out there, and waiting for the attackers get out of the point and make their enemies feel like, oh, that was a great unusual stuff for them. And let's say the takeover will they do the same thing as their brother team Crusaders this time in this map? Continentalpolis is the same map, and I think it will be the same choices. And maybe Wildfire this time, they will invite some new strategy in this map, and they must watch the game before, especially Crusaders, that they played in this map, because you know they must know that Crusaders and Takeover, their brother teams, they will share the information, they will share the strategy together, they will play the game together. So let's say the team composition, and for the Wildfire, they have brought several squads of cavalries, and most units, I believe, are infantries. And for their weapon choice, 2 hammers and 5 short swords. It's a pretty tanky composition. And for the another side, for the takeover, they're gonna be the defenders this time. And for the Crusaders, they just you say they brought many squads of berserkers right now. This time, berserkers is kind of. I always said that berserker is kind of the X factor in this map, in every map, because when both sides, they do not have for both sides do not have very not many units left. The berserker can be something you cannot predict it, because one berserker can even kill 8 to 10 units. That will be very crazy. And we also can notice for the takeover, they also brought many squads of cavalries in this map as the defenders. I think it's going to be a very good preparation for them on defending the point C, maybe outside of the point C, just like their brother team did. Now the game is on. Let's say, will the Wildfire get brought to the tunnel first? No, they just wandering off the tunnel and just pass it. And it's the beginning of the game. It's going to be very usual. For the attacking side, you just need to make sure your siege tower will safely and successfully approach to the siege tower or to the city walls, and to make sure your team can get through the city as soon as possible. And also, we can say on the right corner of this map, the attacking side are using their artillery to try to destroy the city walls next to the supply point, because these city walls are destroyable. It can be destroyed. You can say the takeover, they just open the door and release their squads. Many squads of cavalry try to make some trouble to the attacking side at the early of the game. They're just not waiting for them to come on in. They just take the right to start the attack first. And now it feels like they are the attacking side, and the attacking side are the defensive side. And the attacker side, they just
they are not prepared.
They are just not prepared, and now they are using Charmachet to make some damage. But actually, the takeover, they are released as many squads. They are released the cavalries. Cavalries can move really fast. They can dodge from this Charmachet and make their Charmachet be useless. But the attackers, they are really smart, and they made some really wise movement, and they use their cavalries to try to get in the city and using their chamber shot to aiming at the door and to block all the cavalries from takeover to come back into the city. For the attacking side, they had a great loss at the beginning of the game. Now they only have like 900, around 900 units left. But now they have successfully get into the city. What do you think the Crusaders did? You think they did a good? They made a good choice?
Yeah, I think the attackers didn't prepared for the cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they opened the door quickly and suddenly go out.
Yeah.
And killed many infantries.
Yeah. I think the takeover, they just made a really good choice. I mean, they made a really good decision, because for most teams, for the defensive side, just like we talked in the pre-game, and for the defensive, they just abandon A and B directly. But the Crusaders, the takeovers, they just abandoned the A and B, but they wasted the time and made a great loss to the attacking side on their units number. And they gained something. They had something, and they made some different, and they made some trouble to the attacking side. And now they are retreating to the point C, just like the normal team will do that. And that is a very good situation for them, actually.
Yeah.
And now the takeover, they are taking lead around the 200 units number. And now they have set up mortars inside of the point C. And of course, the attacking side, they won't just like just standing there idly. They must want to do something. Oh, the attacking side tried to enter the point C directly with some Imperial Guards, but the takeovers, they will just say no, and they reached a squad of team to block the Imperial Guards at the very front of the door, and make sure they just won't get in. But I think the attackers, they still get inside the city, but these squads will die for nothing, because just one squad of the team infantries cannot do a lot of things. And the attackers keep using their chamber shots to make some damage. Now they are entering the intense team fights here, and the wildfire, like they are taking lead on this area. Oh, this short sword guy is gonna be killed by the attacking side. And takeover, they just won't give up this area, and still resisting with Imperial Guards and Nafa Guards. But for the defense attacking side, they also got a squad of Nafa Guards and continuously making the great damage to the enemies. It's not like the normal step will take by both sides. For the defensive side, they just like they are entering out of the point C and try to kill the enemy around the point. Oh, at the same time, the attacker side are getting approach to the final base. They want to take over the B, or they want to take over the C and the final base at the same time. I think the takeover just did not expect that, and they're just not prepared for that. And now all of them are trying to retreat to the supply point and have some backup. But the supply point outside of the final base and the point C is claiming by the attacker side. Now the attacking side now is successfully entering the final base. It's like a huge surprise for takeover to deal with, because not so many defenders are around the point C, and more teams from the attacking side, they are trying to enter the final base and use their chamber shell to block all the backup from the defenders. And the chamber shell keeps going, and the attacking side, their team are all of their team are getting through the internal city are entering the point C. Now they are claiming the final base. And also the attacker side is setting up artilleries to aiming at the defenders and try to block them away from getting in. And now you can see the screen is full of blue. The attacking side is everywhere around the point C. Now they have claimed half part of the supply point, nearly the 3/4 part of the final base. Just one step away. Congratulations to Wildfire. Yeah, they are pretty good. It's pretty amazing. Their strategy is like a pretty new strategy, and I did not say a team like that to claim the point like that. Let's see the MVP from the Wildfire. The MVP from Wildfire is Nami, and he killed the 3 heroes, no deaths, and 13 assists, and also at the same time he killed 134 troops. That was pretty amazing KDA. And let's see the MVP from the another side. Yeah, the MVP from the other side, the Takeover Zhan. He got 4 kills, 3 deaths, and 2 assists, and killed 68 troops, but he dealt like 4,600, 1,427 damage to heroes. That's pretty amazing damage, damage data. Like it's for the in this series, I feel like the Takeover. Yeah, they played good, but they just did not bring something new in this time's CBL. Like the Harbor City and the Continental-Polis, they just do things like they did it before, and they did not invent something. But the Wildfire, they just they got really prepared for playing at both maps, and especially at the map Continental-Polis they chose, and they know how to play in this map. Even though they got a great loss at the beginning of the game, but they responded to it really quickly, and they caught the time when the takeover. They opened the door, and they just use their coverage within the city and make the takeover feel really uncomfortable. And they made a really good choice, and especially I think the one really smart move for Wildfire is that after claiming the point C, a part of the teams are getting approached to the final base. And yes, that was made a great surprise, a huge surprise to take over, and they just did not prepare for that. They just want for the takeover. They may wanted to do things like the brother team Crusaders did. We lose the point C. We just wanna just finish the battle outside the point C, but not in the final base. But the Wi-Fi, they just did not give them their chance, and all of the team are waiting in the final base, and they taking over the point C and the final base at the same time. That was a really amazing move. That was a really good, very good strategy. So congratulations to the Wildfire. Congratulations. You guys played really well in this series. And let's take a 10 minutes rest, and we'll come back at the next bracket, the Bretonia versus Kingdom. I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
history. The history about each and every one of us. Legends are not born out of a thin air. They might begin with a charge, with the losing of a single arrow, or with us bravely standing our ground.
Both sides speak using cavalry and it's a massacre. Come on, what's gonna be there? More and more blue floating right here through the city gates.
We are the ones telling our legend. And this is our moment. We are writing the history. The history about each and every one of us. Legends are not born out of a thin air. They might begin with a charge, with the losing of a single arrow, or with us bravely standing our ground.
Both sides speak using cavalry and it's a massacre. Come on, what's gonna be there? More and more blue floating right here through the city gates.
We are the ones telling our legend. And this is our moment.
Hello, welcome back. And this is Brad, and this is
Jason.
Jason. Yeah, thanks for having us back. And we just watched a pretty intense and pretty amazing series between Wildfire and the Takeover. So Wildfire, they just presented us a huge and grand and magnificent play that they really brought something new to these maps and to the CBL. And we are really sorry for Crusade Takeover, and they also played really well, and we respect them. But we gotta say they are not as good at Wildfire in the last series. And for the upcoming game, it's gonna be the Bretonia versus Kingdom. Bretonia is a team from Korea, and the Kingdom is a team from Japan. Yeah. And we've already seen their great performance in the rounds before, and now they are finally meeting at the top 16 stage and to decide who's gonna be the top 8 for this time CBL. And the Bretonia, they just banned the Continental Continental and Kingdom, they just banned the Warford. And so the Kingdom will be the attacker first. They're gonna attack at Helonfjord. Yeah. And Bretonia will be the attacker at the second round. They're gonna start attack at Harbor City. Yeah. Both two maps are very classic maps. Yeah. Especially the Helonfjord. This is I think we introduced it a lot of times before. That is a pretty new map and has with some new mechanics presented in this season. Yeah. For the season of Viking season, for the season of Wolves Ragnarok. And I think both teams are pretty familiar with Helonfjord. And especially at the beginning of this time CBL, in the first 3 or 4 days, the Helonfjord is, I think, it was the most popular maps. Yeah. And most teams will choose Helonfjord as their first choice to attack. And now with the time goes in, and more and more teams will choose to ban this map. And Jason, you like playing the map of Helonfjord? Yeah. Yeah. Why? Because for me, I loved Helonfjord. The reason is quite simple because I did some community stream before, right? Yeah. I win most of games on Helonfjord. It's it saved my life or I cannot just leave the stream room because I set a goal before the stream. I said I need to win 3 games that I can leave this room.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure I understand.
Oh, it's my theory. I thought it was like there was a time that I spent 3 hours to win 3 games. That all the 3 games are on Helonfield. So I love Helonfield. It's a pretty simple reason.
Yeah.
Why do you love Helonfield? It's also saved your life.
No, cause I really like the battle in this game, and in this map the fight is very exciting.
Yeah.
The A point and B point is near to each other, and when you get A point and B point, you can go straight to the C point. The road is straight and really wide, and you can go really quick. And the special point. When you get a special point, the berserkers go with you.
Yeah, berserkers will go with you and will assist you to claim the rest of the points.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna be. Very interesting. And just like you mentioned, that the A and the B, the point A and B, it's a very tricky point. These are tricky points to claim because the A and B are pretty close and pretty near to each other, and so it's gonna be very hard for defenders to defend, and it also leaves a big problem for attackers because they need to make the right decision to decide which point is gonna be the first point they will attack. Yeah, so that will be very interesting because for this map, all the points demand your strategy. Demand your strategies, demand your teamwork, demand your communication. All of this is very important because this A and B, they are connecting to each other, and the defenders can have backup really soon. And also the point C is not available for cavalries. You only can lead your infantries to get approach to the point C, and also the final base. If you want to attack the final base, you need to set up some materials or need to prepare your cavalries in advance, or you cannot make some trouble to the defenders. Also for defenders, they must pay close attention to their final base, because the final base is not that easy to defend, because the final base is totally available for championship. If you do not waste your an enemy's championship before they are attacking the final base, they will get a huge and a lot of championship to attack on the final base. It will make a huge trouble to the defensive side. Right? And also the defensive side, they can, if they prepared well, and they can set the artilleries on around the final base, and they can hide their cavalries behind these trees and their obstacles, and then release your cavalries, and it can make a really high damage to the attackers. Yes. And also, Jason just mentioned there is a very extra point in this map, a very special point, and you need to claim this point. And after being activated, the berserkers will go out with you and will assist you to claim the final base. So for the defenders, I think the A and the B are very important, because if you just the thing is quite simple. If you just do not lose the A or B, or even 1 point, you're gonna be the winner of this map. And if you hold the A and the B really tightly, and you waste a huge time for attackers, and they will feel it very hard to take the next step. And let's say the map introduction. Let's say the beautiful landscape of Helonfjord, and this is point B, and this is point A. And in this map, we can always say this is a very beautiful map and a very exotic map because it's full of Viking elements, and it's a Viking style map. So point B, Jason, what would be your first choice if you attack in this map? You will choose to attack A or B?
In my game, I really like to attack from the brick wall between A and B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You will like start attack from the city walls between
Yeah.
A and B, and you think that will be a good choice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think attacking B. If you're attacking B first, that's gonna be a really good choice because the B behind the B is a supply point, and
Yeah.
a supply point means backup.
Yeah.
And you will have your supply really soon, and you can and also cut off the enemy's supply point, the supply and or backup. The game is about to start. I don't say. I think the defenders they just bring several squads of cavalry. So let's say. As a lineup, for the defender, they just bring like 2 squads of cavalry at the lineup. But for the attacking side, they just did not bring any cavalry at the beginning of the game. The attacking side is Kingdom. Kingdom is a team from Japan, and the defensive side is Bretonia. Bretonia is a team from Korea. And now the game is on. The Kingdom is using their championship to make some damage on the city walls and try to get in the city through the city wall, just like Jason mentioned. And also, the Kingdoms they assigned several squads of their team to get approach to the point B at the same time. And but I think most of their teams are around the point A. And now I think the city walls has been breached.
Yeah. They go through the.
Yeah, 3
wall.
muskets men from the attacking side. They are inside of city and take a look and say what is happening inside. And for the attacker side, also for the defender side, they are using their gunners and they are using their championship, using their artillery to try to knock down all the attackers and protect their point A from attacking by the attackers. And we can say on the main gate, and many attackers have already gotten in the city, and but most of the fights are around on the city walls. The test act because we just saw that they did not bring any squad of cavalry, so we can say the screen is full of infantry, and the infantry now has already formatted and waiting for the time to do their attack. And one musket man from the kingdom has successfully entered the point A but made no progress because the defenders just won't give it up their point A so soon. Now it's still available to defend right now, but somehow the defenders just retreat their point A, and the kingdom guys are just entering the point A. They just want to claim the point A as soon as possible. That if they claim point A that quick, that would be a very good news for them, because after claiming the point A, their time will be extended. They will have a huge time to make their next plan. And the Bretonia, they just released a squad of Navagats, and also the kingdom bring a squad of Navagats. Navagats are firing and burning the place. And we can say the squad of berserkers are now waiting, try to make some damage to the attackers. So the team fight around the point A is really intense, and the championship keeps going. And now we can say the attackers they made a great loss to defenders. Defenders now only have around 1,000 units left, but for the attackers, they still have 1,359 troops alive. And now, after claiming the point A, the attackers now heading to the. I think they're heading to the point C, right?
Yeah.
They're heading to point C, and also a short sword and a longbow guy is heading to the extra point. They want to activate. They want to activate this the special point, and want to have some assistance from berserkers. So the point B is gonna be really it's gonna be a free gift for attackers, because all the attackers now they're heading to the point C, so it will make the Bretonia very hard to defend point C, and all of the attention will be paid on the point C, and they just will give up their point B, right?
Yeah.
Now the special point has been activated, and also this supply point next to the extra point has been taken over by Kingdom. Kingdom guys now is all in for point C. They now are waiting for the time, and also one spear guy from the Kingdom is claiming the point B, so the time will be extended again. So the time is really enough for them to make their plan. And now many squads of Imperial Guards from Kingdom now is entering the point C, so the point C is gonna be the place for initiating the team fight. But not so many defenders there, and only a squad of musket and a squad of pike units are guiding this place. I think this is way too less and not enough, and not mention the Kingdom will use their chamber shed to do a lot of damage to these units. So units like musket and archer units, it's a very vulnerable, because you have you can start attack from long range, so your health bar will be not that high, not that strong. You will be easy get killed. So the infantry from attackers now are entering the point C. I think they are all. Oh, and also the attackers are not just use their infantry to command in. They are also setting up artillery, but got interrupted by the defenders. Defenders just don't want to give up their point C so quick, and the time is still got 6 minutes. I think the time is not really enough for. The time is not that long for Kingdom to take over the rest of the points, so they need to take over the point C as soon as possible. But the defenders, they must know this, and they try their best to waste the attackers' time. But the Kingdom, they just keep using their chamber shed to make damage for the defenders. And the Kingdom now has lost many squads of their units right now, so they are just retreating from the point C to the supply point next to it, and they want to regroup all the team to prepare for the next wave attack. And one spear guy around the point C from the Kingdom got surrounded by the defenders and soon got killed, with no surprise. Now the defenders seems like they have successfully defended their point C, but they must prepare for the next wave attack, because the Kingdom now is coming at the point C. And we can say 2 mortars already set up. The Kingdoms use their mortars to assist to cover their teammates to attack the point C. Now 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. Oh, one hero got killed, so their units are retreating.
They still want to attack the C point by this way, but
I think
don't think it's a good try.
Yeah, it's not a good try. Yeah, they may need to find a new way, try to approach the point C, because the defenders, it's like on the on the stairs. They're just not around the point C, in the point C. So maybe you can like initiate the team fight on the land above the point C, and oh, now the team fights initiated around the point C. But I think the defender is still taking lead the point C. They're still holding tightly their point C, and the attackers is struggling with pushing forward. Oh, and we can notice on the land above the point C, a squad of Wind Hussars now is trying to kill the defenders there. And with the help of the championship, finally the attackers made some progress. They are entering the platform of point C. But the defenders prepared really well, and more backup from the defenders now are entering the point C. And they will just won't give up the point C, not that easily.
Only one travel set left.
Yeah, only one championship left. That will be a terrible news for attacking side, because they still have one point need to claim, and at the final base, the championship is really important.
Yeah.
Oh, no championship at all. No championship at all. And now the defenders, the attacking has already used up their championship, and the defenders knew that. And all of the defenders are now waving out of the point C. They just want to kill all of the enemies on the way leading to the point C. The point C is now pretty empty because the team fight is not happening there. All of team fights around on the stage, on the bridge, and it's really bad situation for attackers. The attackers for now is only got 600 troops left. For the defenders, their troops numbers are not that high, only like 450 troops left, and so the time is really not enough for attackers. They must take the point C as soon as possible. They must fight with the time. For attackers, they're just like competing with the defenders. They also has competing with the time. It's the time at the same time. For the defenders, they just make sure all their heroes are alive, and waste all the time of attackers. They're gonna be the winner of this game. And the point C is still the place that the attackers want to claim, because they say this is their only choice to make some progress. And the attackers now is setting up some artilleries, try to kill the enemies around the point C. The time is not enough. Only 1 minute left, and still made no progress on point C. The defenders are still around the point C, and on the stats try to block all the attackers from getting in. But now we can see some blue color is now on the point C, but attackers defenders still there, and they just like that is no way for attackers to capture.
Yeah, you can see many blue cavalries.
Yeah, they just cannot go down, down to the point C. Yeah, yes, you can use your cavalry to kill my infantry, but you just cannot go down to claim the supply point, to claim the point that you want. It's gonna be a really bad news for attacking side. Now the time is not enough for them to switch their units and to come back and take over the point C. Only like 50 seconds left, and many defenders are still alive around the point C. The point C is still held tightly by the hands of defenders. Defenders are gonna be the winner of this match. That's congratulations to the defenders. Congratulations to the. I think let's see the MVPs. See the winner side first. Yeah, okay. The Kingdom, they lost this game, but the MVP is Kingdom Nota. He got 3 kills, no deaths, and 10 assists. And also, at the same time, he killed 124 troops. And let's see the MVP from another side. The MVP from the winner side is Bretonia, Best Vane, OCE, He got 5 kills, 1 death, and 11 assists at the same time. He killed 101 troops at the same time. Yeah. For this match, what do you think? How do you feel, Jason?
It's very interesting
To
battle.
watch, right?
Yeah. The attacker gets A point really quick.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
A point really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and get B point. Then they want to get C point through the step, the narrow step.
Mhm.
Now, and then it's very hard for them to go up the platform.
Yeah.
And they lost the first time, but they want to fight at that corner for the second time. I don't think it's a good choice. I think they can go across the the higher ground and go down from the high ground into the C point. It's much easier for them to attack the C point, but the step is very narrow and it's very hard to go across.
Yeah.
I think they had chance. In the first time, the defenders is not well prepared.
Yeah.
Not well prepared.
Yeah.
They can go straight, go to the platform, but they stopped at the platform. Stopped behind the platform and didn't go up. I think they are fair. They don't not enough to. I think the strategy very not very good.
Yeah.
And when they fight for the 2 waves, after the 2 waves, the attackers left all the cavalries.
Mhm.
And you can see the cavalries run.
The cavalries
Yeah,
feels like it's got stuck.
Yeah, can't go down.
Yes, just being idle. They're just being idle and just like what we should do, and we just cannot go down. We just need to stay there, and we have not got enough time to like switch units and to come back again.
Yeah.
At the end. So for this game, I think the Kingdom, just like as Jason mentioned, they played really well at the beginning of the game, and they claimed A and the extra point really quick, and but somehow they made a mistake.
Yeah.
On the point to say they chose a really not a really good way to claim the point C, because the point C is on a platform, right? The platform is a really wild place for defenders. Defenders now they have the right on the platform first because they are defenders. It's their point, and they need to defend their point. So they prepared in advance before the attackers getting in, and attackers chose the way to this point that is a narrow steps, and then it's like it's also the platform at the same time. The platform is on a high position, and also the stat is like in a low position. It's high to low, so it's really not good for infantries and or some long range units to start attack. But it's really good for defenders to make their defense, to finish their defense. So, but the Kingdom, they feel like they are really stubborn at the time, and they are stubborn like on doing this kind of thing. They want to claim. They just we just want to claim the point C through this way, and they just did not change their mind to start an attack from another side. Maybe some, and at the end of the game they use their cavalries. We know it's a very good choice. We need to use our cavalries to kill all of enemies on the landscape high above the point C, and we need to do that. But the time is not enough.
Yeah.
After killing all of enemies, the time is kind of running out, and so this is made them like lose this game.
Yeah.
And we still learned a lot of things from them, because we we see how good they are. They played at the beginning of the game, and they made the choice really quickly, made the decision really quickly. After A and B, they directly to the extra point. That was good. Well, that was really good. And also the Bretonia, we just need to respect their quick response to the situation. Yeah, it's just like you mentioned. They just not prepared for it. They did not prepare for it, but they soon get themselves together and then regroup all of team members on the point C and stick to their plan, just like played really like a team and really like an army. And so the next map is gonna be Harbor City.
Yeah, Harbor City.
And Bretonia is gonna be the attacking side, and the Kingdom will be the defensive side. Just like we mentioned in the last series game between Takeover and the Wildfire. The Takeover, they chose to play at Harbor City, the map they are especially good at, but they failed because they just did not bring anything new to this map. They just played like a 2 seasons and 1 season ago, like they played before. So for the Bretonia, if you guys want to win this map on Harbor City, because we are so familiar with this map, so you must bring something new to the stage, and it will make you be the winner of this map.
Yeah.
So the Harbor City, very classic map. It was the most popular map for past CBLs, not for this time. Many teams will choose this map because this map is pretty simple for attacking side. Only 2 points need to claim, and the siege tower can be pushed forward easily, and it will make the A very hard for defenders to defend, and the time it will be long enough for attacking the final base. And let's say the team composition for the Bretonia, they bring several 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Around 10 squads of cavalries this time, and they used 2 squads of cavalries as their lineup, and most units they bring is infantries. And for the other side, for the Kingdom, they just did not, or you use 1 squad as their lineup, and the most are infantries and 1 squad of berserkers. And we can notice that you think pushing forward the siege towers, will you use the low tier units to push forward the siege towers, or you will use the high tier units to push forward the siege towers? I'll go for high tier units. Yeah, because for attacking side, just like we always say, you are not just competing with the defenders. You are also competing with the time. So pushing forward the siege tower is really important in the early game. You need to make sure your siege tower can be successfully pushed forward, connected to the city wall as soon as possible. So if you use some low tier units, it's gonna be very easy for defenders to kill all of them. But if you use some high tier units, you will waste some of them, but you will make your city tower push to the city walls very quickly, right?
Yeah.
And also on this map, the Crusaders, we call them that the king of Harbor City. They at the earlier game, the Crusader choice is that they will use their trebuchet as many as possible to attack the point A and make a great loss to the defenders, and make their city tower be very easy to push forward and make a great loss to the defender at the same time. And they will claim the point A really quick, and they also will take good use of the tricky door, because we know next the main gate there is a small gate next to the main gate, and the attackers, they can take good use of it and get in that city and take the supply point at the early game. But this time it seems like the Bretonia, they just did not do things like that. and one spear guy is wandering off the tricky door. Oh, he's climbing up the ladders. I believe he's just gave it a try and not seriously. And also on the right side, a short sword guy is trying to climb up the ladders, but will he make it? No, absolutely not. And he's falling down.
All the attackers are waiting for the siege tower.
Yeah, all the attackers are waiting for the siege tower. This time they will just not use the tricky door to start the attack. And for the defenders, their strategy is pretty simple. They will use their artillery to destroy the siege tower and to waste the time of attackers. Attackers keep using the chamber shed to make some damage and to destroy the artillery on the city walls and to make sure their siege tower can be successfully pushed forward. And also I noticed that the attackers, they're just not using their siege tower, but also not using their chamber shed, but also setting up some mortars down below the city walls to attack the enemies on the high wall. I think that would be a very good choice for attacker side, because it's an early game. You just don't need to waste so many legions to like fight with your enemy flash by flash. You need to save your units number and save it to the final base team fight. Oh, one musket man is from the defenders is falling down. Oh, this is really bad lucky, this guy, and I think he will gonna be killed very soon. It's really bad luck. And now the two siege towers are burning. Will they make it, or just destroyed again? Oh, it got destroyed again. And what about this one? Will they make it? It's got only like 2 steps away. 2 steps away. Oh, a squad of pike militia successfully climb up the city walls through ladders. And this siege tower is now successfully connected to the city walls.
Finally,
the attackers have a way to get inside of the city. That's rare to say, actually. I don't know if the main gate is breached. I think the main gate is also breached. It's actually it's not a very good choice for attackers. They waste so much time on pushing forward the siege tower.
yeah.
Siege towers, yeah. The siege tower on the left side is burning again.
They are waiting for the second siege tower.
Yeah, they're waiting for
But the time, the cable.
And this squad of Royal Guards is retreating. Then now this attacker is still waiting for the time. But come on, just don't waste too much time on claiming the point A. It will be a huge problem, because there are gonna be another big fight around the supply point next to point A. So just like us, regroup all the team members and make the decision really quick, and make your time be extended. The main gate now is breached, but the attackers now is trying to get into the city through the main gate. I see not so many defenders are defending the main gate, and most of them are around the point A. It's a really good opportunity for attackers to get into the city and claim the supply point. But the attackers think not. They are just want to claim in the point A first. and now many squads of attackers are entering the city walls through the siege tower. They finally initiate the team fight. The defenders just don't want to give up their point A, and they use many squads of infantry and a squad of Nafa guards try to stop the attack. The Nafa guards, it's really good. You say sometimes it's really enjoyable for watching the Nafa guards doing things like that. But yeah,
This is travel shot.
yeah, this is
It's a
Champion Shot.
mistake.
Yeah, the Champion Shot is a mistake and killed his teammates. The friendly Champion Shot. It's friendly but harmful, right? And also, the attacking side got killed again by many squads of many troops that got killed by their teammates again. Oh, what's wrong with what happened there? And this big guy from the defender side is just surrounded by the attackers. He just charged way too deep, and they cannot get back, and soon got killed by the attacker side. Now the attacker side is claiming the point A. The time will be extended, and the next step gonna be the supply point. Now the situation is pretty good for attackers. But something there's a minor tip that attackers only have 5 championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they still have a final base needs to take. And because that the attacker just did not take over the supply point, so after claiming the point A, they need to retreat all of their units outside of city to have some backup outside of city. And because all the supply points are really far, they
Very
just need to
far.
pace up. Yeah, they have to speed up to take over the supply point inside of city. At least take one supply point at least. That is important, because the supply sometimes means everything. Defenders now are waiting on the main road of the city and just waiting for the attackers to come on in. But I think let's say on the supply point next to point A, it's pretty empty. It's pretty empty. Just one hammer and one musket, and the ones are guiding there. So the attackers, come on, just speeding up and take over the supply point as soon as possible. Because taking the supply point will add something to your time.
Yeah.
It just won't extend your time. So the time is really not that good.
Yeah. The defenders well prepared for the
Yeah.
supply point, and the defenders haven't built up.
Yeah, and we can say from the mini map we can say the blue dots, the blue members, they now are heading for another supply point in the city, and all the defenders are aware that, and most of them are retreating from the supply point A to the supply point, the final supply to supply next to the final base. It feels like the attacking side, they just don't want to claim the supply point next to point A anymore. Oh, this is a horse rush, and but unfortunately, the attacking side, all the units they brought are infantry, so it can be easily stop the coverage charge, and will make the coverage charge for nothing and die for nothing. And
Charge from the back.
and charge from the back. Oh, that was a good charge. Yeah, and kill all the infantries here. And also the attackers, they bring their cavalries to this place and try to make some cavalry charge here. But this squad of Winter Hussars got killed by the squad of Winter Hussars from defenders.
Only 8 heroes
only 8 heroes alive, right? Yeah, just like we mentioned, if you want to be the winner of the map that everybody is super familiar with, you need to bring something new to it, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, the attackers now they are trying to capture the supply point next to point A, but they're gonna stopped by a squad of Imperial Guards. Oh, I see. The supply point now is claimed by the attacking side. Finally, they claim the supply point, but got interrupted, not successfully. Another fight, another team fight here. The defenders just don't want to give up their supply point because they know they're not just defending their supply point, they're also wasting the attackers' time. But attackers seems like they are taking lead around the supply points. Finally, they will have the supply point. I think they have a greater chance to take over the supply point right now. And soon, finally, they can make their next step, and they were all in at the final base. But the time only 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So come on, guys. And the defenders played really well at the early part of the game, and they really played well so far. And right now they need to retreat from the supply point and set up artillery and set up the units for defending their final base. And the attackers now are waved in, try to take over the final base, and they are setting up and artillery to destroy the front line of front defense. The grape shot is really useful in a place like this because the defenders just won't move their infantry away, and just the only choice left for them is just they'll take their damage, and they just cannot live there. And the attackers, they have 5 chamber shots, and now they are keep using chamber shots to attack at the defenders. Now the pike militias are waved in, and also defenders use their cavalries, try to charge, and they want to kill all of the infantry here. Another squad of Russian. And the attackers still have 3 chamber shots, and now they're using chamber shots again and try to defeating the enemies.
They are moving forward.
Yeah, they're moving forward. And oh, this is a good grape shot. The grape shot. Oh, this is a good place for setting grape shot. And the 2 grape shots are setting here. The defender must stop them, or it will be a great risk for them. And now they are taking over the final base. Oh, come on, defenders! Come on, Kingdom. The Kingdom, just the time is not really good for the attackers. So defenders, they just need to keep wasting their time, but it feels like it seems like very hard to do because all the attackers now are in the point final base, and all the legions that the defenders have are some pike militia. Now it's low tier units versus low tier units. Only 1 minute left, and the pike militia, come on, child's play, and the final strike of Chambershot. Oh, the defenders now successfully defended their area, defended their final base. For the attackers, now the situation is really bad for them because only 3 heroes alive. The time is only 40 seconds. They do not have enough time to come back. And now the defenders are out of the final base. They are waiting the attackers on the street inside of the city, and they will block them attack. And let's say the Kingdom, they're gonna be the winner of this game. So the game is tied 1-1.
Yeah.
Right, we'll go for the game 3, the Grassland. Okay, let's say congratulations to Kingdom. They lose at the very beginning of the game, and then now they win it back. So the MVP from Bretonia, it's Bretonia Alice, no kill to death, 6 assists, but he killed 136 troops. See the MP from another side. And from another side is Kingdom, 水上游池. He killed 4 heroes, 1 death, and 8 assists, and killed 147 troops.
Yeah.
This game is like ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
And ups, right? Yeah, it's the beginning of the game. Like I think the problem for Bretonia is that they spend too much time on claiming the point A.
Yeah.
They will feel so struggled with pushing forward their siege towers, and that is very good. That was very good for defenders because they did a really good job on destroying the siege towers.
Yeah.
And siege tower, we know how important the siege towers is, and how terrible that's for defenders if the siege tower gets approached.
Yeah. The attackers waste so much times at the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I noticed that at the end of the game, the defenders has 400 units left, but the defenders only have 200 units left.
Mm-hmm.
But they have no time.
It's got no time. Yeah,
Yeah,
they got no time.
No time.
For the for Bretonia this time, they just not like they not just only wasting time. They were just not like wasting time on pushing for the city tower, but also wasting a lot of chamber shots.
Yeah.
Because we knew that after claiming the point A, they've only got like 5 chamber shots, and
Yeah.
they still did not have any supply points inside of the city, and the supply point is very important. So for the defenders, the defenders for the kingdom, particularly they were doing really good job at the end of the game. Is on their final base. They used their like pike militia because some low tier units. It's very hard to deal with the high tier units. But at the end of the game, for both sides, a lack of units. This time, the low tier units are super important and super useful because in a squad of low tier units, the number is huge. Yeah. And you have a lot of soldiers in a squad of low tier units, and the kingdom, they just take good use of the pike militia and fill up the final base and make it gonna be a very terrible place and make it be unapproachable for attackers. And the attackers they soon got killed by defenders. Only got I remember, if I remember correctly, only 3 heroes alive at the end of the game, and they got no time to come back. So for attackers, they had to do that, but for the defenders, they responded to the situation really well. So and both teams played well. And for the game 3, it's gonna be Grassland. Jason, how do you feel about Grassland? Do you think that this is what kind of map that Grassland is?
Cavalry map.
Cavalry map.
Yeah.
But I think it's not a map as good as things like Go for cavalries, because we made some adjustments to the point B and set some city walls and some blocks there, and so it's not a that good area for cavalries to do some horse rush, right?
Yeah. So the B point is much more important in this map.
Yeah, the point B is very important because we know the A, B, C they're pretty far away from each other.
Yeah.
If you just cannot, the point B, why players will go for point B first because the point B is in the center of the map. If you claim the point B, and of course at the beginning of the game, both teams will have A or C, right? So they will go for A and C, and most of their teams will go for the point B. After claiming the point B, you will have B and another point, and all the job you need to do is just aiming for the rest points and make a greater pressure on your opponent's shoulder and make them very hard to claim the point.
Yeah. I remember that in last season, some team want to choose to get point A and point C at first. Then they go to fight in the point B. But in this season, more battle happens more fights happens in the point B.
Yeah, you guess what kind of things make players in this season they just gave up A or B, just go for the B first?
Because if the infantry well prepared the point B, the other team will fight it very hard to get point B back.
Yeah, because this season, the teams will choose to use their infantries to fill up the point B, and when a point is like the full of infantry on leads, it will be very hard to get in. Sometimes especially you see the halberdiers, their pike is like really long. For heroes or for cavalries, just gonna be stopped by this long pike, and that I think that makes players in this season, they just won't go for A or C first. Just like assign the most of their members going for point B. And also sometimes the A or C are also important because B, yes, we know how significant this is, but we know one point is not enough. You must at least claim like 2 points, and make sure you are leading your opponents, or you are gonna lose the game. And after claiming 2 points, no matter what points you claim, just 2 points, and the opponent's the final base will be activated. You will be available to claim their final base and make another side will be very hard to make that plan. I think the both team will soon be prepared. You see the grassland before in this CBL, because actually we had several really classic matches on the grassland this season, especially on I think it's JCT versus HKI. Oh, that grassland was pretty exciting, and pretty exciting to watch. If you guys want to watch this game again, you come to our YouTube channel, and you can see all the videos will be uploaded there. And see the grassland. It's a really beautiful place, and all is green. And let's say the team composition for both side team Kingdom, just like it.
Kingdom bring all the.
It's very simple and super straight cavalries.
Right?
And for other side, just like less than Kingdom. Yes, the Bretonia, they brought some cavalries, but not as many as Kingdom. They also brought many infantries and pike militia, I believe. And all the most artilleries for Bretonia are grape shots, and for the kingdoms are blaze stars. Now the game is about to start. Now the game is on. The game is beginning. Now the game is on. Let's say the red side is Bretonia and the blue side is Kingdom. We can say that Kingdom now is heading for the point C, because the point C is pretty close to them, to their base. and the red side, the Bretonia is heading for the point A, and most teams members for both sides are coming for the point B. The point B is gonna be the place. Oh, I don't know why that the Bretonia guys just retreating from claiming point B, and the point B is now claimed by Kingdom. And the blues, the right side, the Bretonia, they are regrouping all of their units around the point B. Oh! After claiming the point B, the kingdoms, they just like assigned no one to guide there, and so the point B is a very good place for Bretonia to take it back. But now the kingdom just won't give it up so soon. All of their units are around the point B, and the Winged Hussars are squads by squads of Winged Hussars on rushing to the point B, try to stop the capturing. But we cannot say it's very clear. But we can say the Bretonia, their Winged Hussars also come to this place and make a huge damage to the kingdom, so Winged Hussars. And now the Bretonia is slightly taking lead on the point B. They are start to claim the point B again, and now the point around the point B is full of red. I think the kingdom will lose the point B really very soon, and also it's the same time the come on.
Interrupt.
Yeah, interrupted. So, but for the kingdom, they just lost so many troops on defending the point B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the reason why they just cannot defend the point B, because they brought too many cavalries.
Yeah.
Yes, cavalries just cannot do things like infantry do. They just cannot fill up the points, and after claiming the points, it's just no one there, and it's gonna be empty, and it's gonna be available to another side to take. And now the kingdom is heading for the point A with they are taking advantage of the cavalries, because cavalries can move really fast and they can run from there to there, and they are really good at using this and try to kill this spear guy of Bretonians here, and they want to claiming the point A as soon as possible. And now just a say of Winged Hussars are waving at the point A. They just wanna. The point A now is pretty empty, and it's very hard to defend again. But the Bretonia still don't want to give it up. But now it's really hard to defend the point A. If you want to defend the point A, you must take the high damage of horse Russian by Winged Hussars. Actually, just not one or two squads of Winged Hussars. It's a sea of Winged Hussars. And now for the kingdoms, they have 2 points. So the Bretonia's final base is activated, and it's available for kingdoms to take. Now Bretonia is trying to take their point A back, but got interrupted by the kingdom. I think for the holding the point A or C tightly, especially for the A, the kingdoms, they must claim the supply point next to the point A, and that will be expand their chance to hold the point A. And now the Bretonia is waving at the point A. They just want to take it back, and so far the Bretonia still have over 1,200 troops alive, but for kingdoms, they only have like 900 around units alive, and this guy is gonna be killed by Bretonia.
You get it back.
Now the Bretonia is taking lead again. A squad of winged hussars are released, and now the Bretonia is claiming the point B again, but got interrupted by a squad of pike militia. Only three winged hussars are not enough to rush the point B back for Kingdom, and a squad of pike militia is not only a squad of pike militia is not good enough for taking over the point B. Now the Bretonia, now they have 2 points, and now this time Ace Kingdom's final base is being activated. We can see now the Bretonia is taking huge lead on the unit number, like 200 units left, and they still have 15 heroes alive, but for Kingdoms they only have 12 heroes alive, and they must pay attention to the heroes' deaths, because you just cannot respawn all the time. You only have like 3 life in tournament.
Yeah, they want to get A back. But,
yeah, just want to get A back, but they soon got spotted by Bretonia and got stopped by Bretonia, and this guy is gonna be killed again. Come on, this other kingdom. This squad of cavalries and this hero must cherish their life and retreat from the point A. They must start a fight together. Now they have lost too many troops right now. You just cannot one man against so many opponents at the same time. Is not a very good choice. And for now, the kingdom is still aiming at the point B. They want to take over the point B back, but the point B right now is full of pikemen of Bretonias, and now several squads of cavalries and several squads of infantries from kingdoms now is heading for the point B, and also the Bretonia made a really quick response to that, and the kingdom now is setting artilleries next to the point B, but I think that this is not a really good not a safe place for setting up artilleries. It's soon gonna be destroyed by the Bretonia hero.
Yeah.
And now the point B is still holding tightly by Bretonia. They still have the point B, and the time comes to the 3 minutes, and only 7 heroes alive for Kingdom. And now you can see the unit number for Kingdoms. They only have like 471 troops alive, but for Bretonia, they still have around 900 troops alive, like a 500 unit number leading. And that was a huge lead.
Only 7 heroes alive.
Only 7 heroes alive. Yeah, we can say 1, 2, 3, or 2, 5, 8, 9 heroes alive right now, and most of them are died for like twice. It's very hard for them to continue playing the game. And the point B, you say, is not full of red. This is the defense around the point B by Bretonia. It's really tough. The kingdom now needs come on guys, you need to regroup all together and be patient. And now is the time. It's not just about your skills, also about and your teamwork, but also about your mentality. And the time comes to the last 2 minutes, 1 minute and 50 seconds left. And now the Bretonia it's everywhere on the map. They want to kill all the units from the kingdom and try to sweep them off them from the map, and try to make them be the winner of this round.
Only 200 units left.
Only 200 units left. That is way too less to defend these points. Yeah, we basically we can say that Bretonia gonna be the winner of the grassland this time. Yeah, because you know, even now the Bretonia now is claiming the point C. That's gonna be a terrible news for Kingdom. They are gonna, so their house bar begins to drop down, and but soon go. Oh, come on!
They
Now
get
the
point C.
yeah, the Bretonia has captured the 3 points. Now we can see the Kingdom's house bar is dropping down really quickly and rapidly, and the time is only 40 seconds left. It's like they're gonna be hopeless, and they're gonna no chance to win this game back. And we can say that Bretonia are gonna be the winner of this series. This is gonna be a really tough series. Now the Bretonia is enjoying their game, and they are trying to sweep off the blue side from the map, and they are trying to claim the final base of Kingdom. Oh, they just cannot make it because time is not enough. The time is running out. Congratulations to Bretonia, BRT. Let's see, the MVP from Kingdom is Kingdom Guanyao, got 4 kills, 1 death, and 4 assists, but he dealt 85,073 damage to hero. That's insane, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. It's a dual blades player. And let's see MVP from another side. It's Bretonia as death, and he got 3 kills, 1 death, and 6 assists, and he dealt 33 and 787 damage to hero. You guys played really well, BRT. I think for both teams they prepared really well on the map they chose.
Yeah.
And all the 3 games are pretty even, especially for the match game 1 and game 2. It's pretty even. Both teams have a chance to win, but I think that as so far the Bretonia is the team the better than Kingdom. They are the winner for this round. But for the Kingdom, we have they did really well in the last rounds, and then made them be the top 16 in this time CBL. So this time CBL, even they kind of lost the game, but it will be a very good and it will be a very good experience for them, and they can come back in the next season. And then in the next season, I think they must have really have good game in the next season, and they will perform well, better than this time, right?
Yeah.
And next we will have the preview for the next for the upcoming bracket. And tomorrow is gonna be a big day, because tomorrow the games are super excited and super exciting for all the viewers. Because let's just cast the schedule on the screen. Let's say what's gonna happen tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's game, June 14th, 20 o'clock sharp. It's gonna be Crusaders versus BBYK. The Crusaders, we know how good they are, and the BBYK, they performed really well this time, and now they are entered the top 8. So also tomorrow is gonna be the first day of top 8. So the BBYK versus the Crusaders is gonna be a huge game. And also another bracket, Former Hot and versus Female Hot, June 14th, 21 o'clock sharp, UTC plus 8. And for the Former Hot, for the Vian House, we know Vian House played really well this season, but not that easy. They just like in the past round, they just played the 4, be best of 3. And in the first round, Vian House just eliminated a team called the BQ. BQ is the second team of like the Brazil team of former Hot.
Yeah.
So this like vengeance. It's a vengeance game, like it's let's say former Hot will revenge for their Brazil team BQ, and let's say if the Vian House will like go further in this CBL, just like they did in the S2 in the House Invitational tournament back at the time. We still they were the champion of the S2. The House Invitational. Vian House was the champion of the S2 House Invitational tournament. So tomorrow, this 2 series gonna be really interesting and really fun to watch. Yeah. So guys, just keep watching and make sure you stay tuned and make sure you just won't miss it. Tomorrow is gonna be really, really exciting for viewers, for all Conquerors Bailey's fans. I think today now is all the game has ended, and tomorrow is gonna be the day of Dragon Boat Festival. It's gonna be the day, just festival. I think most East Asia countries will celebrate this festival together. So let's enjoy this very interesting games tomorrow at the day of Dragon Boat Festival, and enjoy the show with your friends. Enjoy the show with your friends and with your even with our families. You can introduce. This is really fun to watch because CPL. After watching this game, you know how exciting that the CPL is, and what kind of thing you can learn from the CPL gameplay, and also the spirit. Sometimes you can say even a team, they know that they are about to lose the game, but they still not give up. They still hold their ground tightly and still fight for their glory. That is a very good spirit, and that is the spirit of CBL. And fight for your glory and fight for what you believe. Right? Yeah. I think and that is all for today's stream. Let's see you guys at tomorrow. Let's see you guys tomorrow at 20 o'clock UTC plus 8. And tomorrow is gonna be a big day. Stay tuned and make sure you just won't miss it. See you guys.
See you.
The history about each and every one of us. Legends are not born out of a thin air. They might begin with a charge, with the losing of a single arrow, or with us bravely standing our ground.
Both sides be using cavalry and it's a massacre. Come on! What's gonna be there? More and more blue floating right here through the city gates.
We are the ones telling our legend. And this is our moment. We are writing the history. The history about each and every one of us. Legends are not born out of a thin air. They might begin with a charge, with the losing of a single arrow, or with us bravely standing our ground.
Both sides be using cavalry and it's a massacre. Come on! What's gonna be there? More and more blue floating right here through the city gates.
We are the ones telling our legend. And This is our